Hey everyone, in this video we're going to be bringing a graphic in a little different way than we did in the previous video, but this time we're going to be using an image folder with editable graphics. This is a folder that has a bunch of pre-made Adobe Illustrator graphics that we can take bits and pieces from and then add to our art or our, document. Now, with that being said, if you select this link, it will take you into a drive. It's actually my drive. And this is filled with different, images. And the important part is when you look at these, don't just look at them as a whole image. Remember, you could get just a part of it. Maybe you just wanted to get a shield, or maybe you wanted to get a heart, or stuff about hockey, other things. But if you look down through, you may find as you're going through that there's many that just don't load well. Now, so if you get down here, I believe if you do the process that I'm going to show you, you should still be able to find them. And they will download just fine. They're just not loading and showing you what's going on. But you can kind of look through and see what you want. You can also look at the names and go, oh, maybe I wanted a chess piece, or maybe I wanted a sports car, or whatever it may be that way. And then you want to do this process that I'm showing you. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the top. And the one that I'm going to start with is this deer logo. All right, maybe you wanted to add a deer to your piece because you're a big hunter. With that being said, we had a couple of them here. I'm just going to set this one to start out. Now, this is how it should work. So I should be able to come into this document, hit the more actions here, and I should be able to download. Downloading this should add it to my downloads. On my computer, or I forget, on my computer, ask me where I want to put it. Yours may not do this. Don't worry, I'll show you another way to do that in a second here. But if it does give you an opportunity right now to save it in the right spot, remember we want to put this in our documents. All right, so we want to put this file in our documents file and make sure you have it named something where you're going to remember it. So this is called Deer 5. You can change the name to just Deer symbol or whatever it is that you want it to be. When I put that in there, then I'm going to hit save. Now, for many of you, you might start right here where this little download arrow pops up in the right-hand corner right after hitting download, and then you'll see this image, and what you want to do is open it. All right? Now, when I hit open here, it may mess up and open two Adobe Illustrators, but hopefully with yours, it'll just open it right next to your other document. I'm going to hit open now. And when we have that happen, we should be able to go to Adobe Illustrator. I'm just making sure that mine opened. And, oh, mine's sitting right there in Adobe Illustrator now. So, and then once we get in, you may see some random pop-ups. Like this one right here saying it's missing fonts. And all we want to do is just hit close. You could hit replace fonts, but that's going to ask you to ask more options. We can make our own font and our own text. I'm not worried about that at all. So I'm just going to hit close font. All right. And I'm going to hit skip. Okay. Now from there, what I can do is I have this in another tab. So you can see that I have the deer symbol right here. And this is different than my Project 2 demo title right here. So my project's right next door, and this is another tab that has this image in. A lot of times these images are not grouped. So what I'm going to do right away is find out what we have. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to click and move it with my selection tool. I'm going to find out, whoa, that's only the black. Maybe I wanted the other extra details, so I'm going to click in Control Z on my keyboard and edit undo. And this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to deselect, and I'm going to use the Shift key to click the first time, hold the Shift key down the second, third, and fourth clicks to grab all the rest of the things I wanted to add to that selection. All right, so Shift and the clicks allows you to have more than one thing selected or delete things from your selection. Now, when I have that, I'm just going to click and move it to make sure I have what I have. All right. And now I know what I have selected, and I'm going to do a Control C, which is a copy to my clipboard, and I'm going to go into my document, and I'm going to do a Control V. Things to warn you, we're a really small document right here, so this could be huge. So Control V, boom, there it is. I'm going to Alt and scroll out to see how big it is, and it is magnificent. So the thing we want to do here next is we want to make this a little bit, truer to size. So I'm going to hold the Shift key. The Shift key allows me to click and drag the corner and keep a 1-to-1 ratio without stretching it or squishing it. And then as I get it closer to the right size, the next thing I'm going to do is think about, okay, I want to have this thing black and white. Right now there's a little gray, And this gray might actually be okay for this, meaning it might turn the laser on a little bit and just add a little bit more detail to it. But it might also be a little bit too dark where it just turns the laser on too much and I can't see the details. So what I'm going to try to do here is kind of edit the little gray portions. So in here, once again, if I select the gray, you can see that the gray is a different selection than the black. So if I select the gray here, I'm going to come up to the upper corner and I'm going to turn the gray fill color to white. And this isn't always 100% successful. At the same time, the next thing I'm going to do is go next door to my stroke and I'm going to select that and I'm going to turn this black. Now, the reason why I want to turn this black is I'm going to add some details and I want it to be, I guess, kind of adding that little line around, showing where these things start and end. You can also, I guess, make cut lines out of these things if you're thinking about how to do that. I wouldn't do it this image because it's not a continuous shape and I wouldn't want to cut out, I guess, in this kind of funky deer pattern. Now, that being said, as I deselect, I can kind of see what kind of things I've done. And I can see that little portion, now I'm going to be able to see it because it's going to make a line. It's going to have a line there. And if you wanted that stroke to be a little bit less, you could select that portion again and make that instead of a 1 point, maybe I make it a 0.75, which reduces it just a little bit subtly. And you can obviously go the opposite way too, or maybe I can try it 4 and see if that, make sure you select first. And try it 4 and to see if that makes it too big. All right, and I lost a little detail though, so I'm going to go back to that 0.75. So edit, undo. Now that I have that where I want it, I'm going to actually click and drag through both things. And now that I have it both selected, I'm going to right click and I'm going to group. And I'm not seeing the group piece there, so I'm going to edit, undo, or deselect, sorry. I'm going to scroll out a little bit. I'm going to select one more time. And I'm going to shift select the white also. And there's my group. All right. Now, with that being said, now I'm going to make the right size to put it on my board. So click and drag, a little smaller, bring it over. Still not quite the right size for my pattern. A little smaller it needs to be. Alt and scroll in so we can kind of make sure we're in the right piece that way. And then I can put this in the right space and have it fitting. Deselect to see, kind of see how it's going to look. If you like it, it works. If you don't like it, you can always start over and pick a different image. Now, like I said, any of these things you bring in are editable. And once again, we want to try to turn them relatively black and white. With that being said, I hope this helps. In the next video, I'll show us how to bring things from the internet and use them as our, I guess, image. Thanks for watching. Good luck.